Hi kids, this is Nickii. Last month I did a doll lab for you and I got a lot of people asking for the armor. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you the armor. It's like cosplay for dolls and it's cheap, and wait till you see how easy it is. Let's go. Okay, let's jump right in there and we're going to get a piece of fabric and measure it to your doll for a simple bodysuit. It's going to be from about the shoulder to the thigh. Now we're going to fold our fabric over and we're going to sew a simple stitch only on one side, creating a tube.
Now pull your stitching to the center.
Then on the bottom in the center, do a couple of stitches to create a crotch.
Okay, now we're going to sew the shoulders. So make sure you leave room for the head in the middle, and you're going to sew a little bit on the left side and sew a little bit on the right side. So the last part of this bodysuit is going to be just to do a couple of little snips right next to the shoulder stitching. And it's okay if you didn't get this part. I know I went really fast. But there's probably a lot of tutorials on making doll clothing. This was just a simple bodysuit. And there's your bodysuit.
Now onto the armor. You want to get yourself a piece of craft foam. You can get it at any craft store pretty much. And you want to measure it to your doll. You want it to be able to go around your doll. Then we're going to cut it into sections. You could make it as fancy-nancy as you want to, or you can keep it simple, but these are going to look like scales when we're done. Once you have your pieces lined up, I used a piece of chalk to mark out where the center was going to be and where I wanted to put the brads. Now with overlapping the pieces, punch your brads through the foam, connecting the pieces, and secure the brads. I know it looks weird at first, but just trust the process. You will see, it will turn out okay. Once you have all your brads in, then put it back around your doll and mark out where you would like the back pieces to connect. Some people like them to be a little separate. Some people like them to actually touch. I like them to be a little separate. Remembering that your doll has a waist, cut the back in a curved fashion. You kind of got that down. Then you add your eyelets, and these are brads. These are actually brads, and they're pretty amazing, and I've got to tell you, I don't know where I got them from. So my best suggestion is to look on the internet to find these, but I will tell you this, that I have used them in a bunch of dolls. So they're not just good for like this, they're good for like other things. I've used them on an owl once to make the eyes. I mean, these things are great. So anyway, best of luck to you with those. So once you've got this all done, I'm going to use like just a piece of yarn to hold it in place, because now we're going to come up with the heating part. This is the part that's actually going to make it look kind of like armor. So we're going to try. All right, once you've got her secured, turn on your heat gun or blow dryer on high. Please don't burn her hair off or your house down. That's not the intention here. We could do it in other ways if we need to. And hold it there for just a couple of seconds. You'll notice that the foam starts to get shiny, and that means you've set it. Once you've got the bodice, we'll call it a bodice, all nice and shiny, and don't leave it on very long. You don't need that much heat on this. You let it cool for like, I don't know, 30 seconds, and then you can take the yarn off. And now it's starting to look like something. So here's where you can get really fancy with this. I got these thin pieces of metal. You can find these in the scrapbooking section. You can find some pieces of metal in the jewelry section of craft stores. Yeah, and this is what's going to decorate it and make it look like all official and stuff. Now for the skirt, we're going to go about it almost exactly the way we did the top, which is we're going to do it in layers. So you want to measure out a piece. Now this is like a skirt, but it's like a skirt in pieces. So you want to measure out a piece. You can make it as fancy Nancy as you want. And we're going to mark it just the way we did the first one. We're going to mark it down the middle, and then we're going to take all our pieces, overlap them, and we're going to brad them up just like the first one. Now once you've got all your pieces together and you have enough that they're going to fit around your doll, you can choose the metal bits that you're going to use to connect them. Now I didn't have the exact same ones that I had for the first doll, but I'm going to make it work. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm shaping the metal to be, I guess they're decorative knee bracers. So what I do is I curl the sides in and I pinch it off at the top so that it creates this kind of dome shape. And amazingly enough, it's almost the same exact shape for the shoulder. So it's just a little tighter for the shoulder, but other than that, it's like the same thing. And then I use brads to secure it to the foam. Step 576, dry brushing. I'm using a fan brush. You can use whatever brush you want, but I would say that it would have to be at least wide. Make sure that your brush is wide. Also, I have this liquid chrome marker that's amazing if you can get your hands on this. So this is a dry brush technique, and you want to get very little on your brush, and you just want to sweep the brush very lightly going in one direction. And it's the empty spaces that the paint don't touch that actually creates the interest here. And you pretty much do this to everything, just brushing it very lightly. All the raised points is what's going to catch the paint, and that's what's going to create that faux finish. Oh, I forgot to put the final metal piece on the top. And really, I just bended it into place, and it just fit so snugly, it just stayed there. I then secured that on with some more brads. Yep, more brads. Now it's time to get her all suited up. I chose this black satin ribbon, but you can choose whatever you want. And as a final touch, I'm going to take that chrome marker that I talked about earlier, and I'm going to run it along some of the edges to create even more depth. And that's it, guys. I thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and please leave a comment on if you tried this and what you'd like to see in future videos. Bye for now.